En passant in chess is a special move that happens when one of your opponent's pawns moves 2 spaces forward and lands side by side one of your pawns. So if you're white, your pawn needs to be on the 5th rank for this to happen. If you're black, your pawn would be on the 4th rank. And when that happens, you get one opportunity to capture that pawn like this. It's a special move called en passant, and it's very rare. It doesn't happen all the time. And so to do an en passant and that move also be checkmate is extremely difficult. But you guys have my word. This live stream will not end until you see an en passant checkmate. All right? So having said that, let's go play some chess. I'm going to jump into a game, and we're going to be looking for the en passant checkmate as we play. Okay? All right. Gautam, or Gautam, however you pronounce it, Ramesh, plays the move knight f3. I think I will just play e6 here. Keep it nice and flexible. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Alexandra, Andrew, Aaron, hey guys, good to see everybody. Plays d4. Okay, let's play f5 and go into a Dutch. So we're going to try to get this set up with the knight on f6. Probably will fiend Keto the bishop here. Yeah, so he's doing a London, and this setup actually works nicely against the London. So we will just do that. And I think we're just going to go b6 here. Put the bishop on this great diagonal. There you go. We're getting control of e4. Usually we'll jump our knight into e4. And I am going to bring my bishop out and actually trade this knight. Now, why would I do that? Because we're trying to fight for these center squares, right? And this knight is playing a direct role on these light squares, which I am trying to really control. And so taking here is going to help me do that very easily. So there's always a question of if you should castle here or not. I think what I'm going to actually do is play knight e4 immediately, just to put pressure on c3. They're probably going to play something like rook c1 or queen c2 to defend it. And I'm probably going to be giving up this bishop for the knight. And then I have total control over these light squares. They do go queen b3, okay? And I don't have to take it just yet. I could wait just another move, which I might do. I'm really trying to decide if I want to castle or not. Queen e7 is also a move that I like to play, and it does defend my bishop if I want to leave that tension for another move. Yeah, I think, oh, there's going to be the bishop here. Let's think about this, because maybe I do want to play d6 first. Queen here, we lose a pawn. Yeah, maybe I don't want to give up that pawn. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take it. And now I think I'll just play d6. Yeah, we're getting control of this important e5 square. We're kind of shutting down the bishop. We do create a weakness here on e6, which I'm going to have to pay attention to. They play h4, so they really don't want to allow g5. Interesting move. But that tells me they're probably not going to castle this way. Very interesting. I think we can bring the knight around. Maybe we drop it back to f8 if we need to support that weak spot. Let's see what white's going to do about their king, because now the next move is going to be kind of telling. Like I said, I don't think they're going this way anymore, which is interesting. Now, I don't have an easy way to break open the center, so it's not like I can attack their king. But long term, this is something we want to think about, right? I mean, maybe they're going to go this way. I don't know. No, you can't, because we take on f2. I don't know what they're going to do. Let's see. "24-hour stream." Here we go. You think it's going to take that long to see an Passant checkmate? I don't know. He plays a4. Okay, I don't know that I really want to allow him to open up this, so I think a5 seems like a pretty safe move to play here. The other thing that I could think about doing is h6 and try to play g5. But no, if the king's not there, I think we don't want to mess with that, because then there's like h5 ideas. Yeah, I think queen e7 also could make sense, because then maybe we play e5 like this and chase the bishop around that way and allow this. I don't know. I don't like this move. I think we should stop it. I think we should stop it, because that just really gives white a lot of good options. If they want to push on me, force my bishop to somewhere awkward, if they want to just take and open up the rook. And so I think we just shut it down. Now, they might try to do some kind of pawn sacrifice. Okay, there you go. Does open up the queen. So it's going to get a little bit interesting here now. And we do have to watch out for this. So let's think. We have a couple of options. Option number 1, we play d5. We just push by. Option number 2, we just defend. I think I like that one the best. Option number 3, that doesn't look very good because c4. Yeah, maybe we just defend. Let's just go queen e7, just defend the pawn on e6. That's a pretty good move, actually, because they are creating a weakness here, and I just, unfortunately, can't really stop that. Let's take back. I want to keep control over this square if possible. Okay, bishop b5. So they're trying to get rid of the defender of this pawn, which makes sense. So let's think about this carefully. We could try some sort of a pawn sacrifice. For example, go here, let him take, and then we have the bishop, the knight. The king looks a little bit weak. Maybe we could castle and try to bring a rook over. It's a bit risky. What else do I have? I mean, unfortunately, I don't have an easy way to defend this. So I kind of feel like I have to go with some sort of pawn sacrifice here. Maybe I castle right away. Let him take, and then we play rook b8. And we create this threat next move with the queen. Yeah, there's also going to be this pawn we could take. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's castle. Let's castle. Setting up to meet this with maybe rook b8 and trying to get some pressure this way. I may have messed this up a little bit by allowing this c5. This was a really good move. And I probably could have prevented it if I would have defended this sooner. So maybe that was my mistake. Yeah, it's about to get pretty wild here. So they're going to sack some stuff to try to attack me. But we could take it. If we play bishop d5, I'm afraid of c4. There might be e5, though. What's happening there? If they take me, I take them. Oh, then I'm getting to their king. Okay, so bishop d5, c4, e5. What if they just go back? Could I sacrifice and take? Yeah, it doesn't look good enough, does it? Bishop d5, c4, e5. Let's say they go back. What if I trade at that moment and then take? Okay, this is interesting. This is real interesting. The other option is what? Take. They're going to take with the bishop. No, that doesn't look good for me, does it? Well, maybe knight f6. Ooh, what a complicated position. I really don't know what's going on. For some reason, I kind of like this idea, though. This idea of going there, playing e5, and just trying to attack the king. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So c4 right. So can I do it now? Yep, here we go. Here we go. We're going for an attack on the king. We may have to sack a piece somewhere along the way, but we're castled. They are not. If we can open up the king, that's going to give us some opportunities. So let's see. They take back. Okay. I think I'll take. Same thing. We have a threat here. Oh, that's a great move. I did not see that. Uh-oh. They want to go d6 check and win my queen, and I can't block because the knight. That's a great move. Let's see. Okay, we can play knight d6. The bishop leaves, but we're still down the piece. But the game would go on. We can play knight c5. d6 takes. What's happening? d6 takes. I move my rook. No, but they're going to get this. Knight here. Takes. Yeah, I did not see that one, guys. Did not see it. If I move, then they save their bishop. We're down a piece. Well, I don't think I can do anything about that. So I need to keep the pressure up. Check, take the queen, takes. Take the rook, they take me, I take them. Still down a piece. Don't love it. I don't love it. Okay, I'm going to go here. I'm just trying not to trade all the pieces, and I need to stop this move. This move is too strong. So let's stop the move. They're probably going to save the bishop, but then maybe we can play knight c5 and attack the queen. Thank you for being the most instructive and engaging chess coach I've ever had. Your content has addicted me to this beautiful game. And I only wish you the best. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate it. They're taking my knight. Okay, I have to take back. Only move that I see. They save their bishop. Okay. Yeah, I missed that d6 move, guys, and now I'm just in trouble. That was a great find by our opponent. Because I thought when they took my bishop, I was going to be able to take their bishop, but this is obviously not going to be good for me. We can't take it. We get pinned. Man, what an annoying problem with the king here. Awful. Awful. Check. They're coming in here or here. All right, I have to get away from this. This tactic keeps popping up. So let's get the king to safety. And, oh, bishop e5, though, is, oh my, look at this. Look at this. Uh-oh. Okay, they take with the queen. I'm going to try to get tricky here. See if it can get me some sort of attack on the king. So they have to move their king now, so they can't castle. That's one thing. They are up the piece, though, and that's a strong bishop. So this is a bad position. But with this pawn and maybe a little bit of luck, who knows? Are they coming up here? No, surely. Wow. Wow. Really? Okay, that I was not expecting. We try to get this rook involved. How do we attack the king though? They're gonna bring their other rook over, maybe? If I take and go check, that's not good enough. If I go check right away, they could block, takes, then I could take here. Or I could trade and take this pawn. I'm running out of time though. That's a problem. That's a problem for me. Now they're just gonna run. Wow. It's amazing. It's actually amazing. Okay, I probably have to take this. Yeah, these pawns aren't going to be good enough. No way. Bishop's too good. The pawn is advanced, and my king's going to come under fire here in just a second. I think we're in trouble. Okay, they're going for that. Yeah, I don't even know what to do here. Yeah, we'll just push it. I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to get flagged here. Rook c7, check. We can defend at least for a little bit. Yeah, that king's going to be super safe once they get over there. Okay. Yeah, that's a good move too. Oh man, okay. I'll try to push my pawns, but I'm about to get mated. I can sense it. I can sense it. Doesn't look like we're getting the en passant checkmate this game, does it? We can't push. Oh, that's a good move too, I guess. I'll try to take it, see what happens here. See what happens. Okay, we have to come out. Only move. Oh, yeah, that's a mate, isn't it? That's a forced mate. Wow. I don't know if we ever had a chance that game. I don't know if we ever had a chance. Let's see. Oh, no. Wow. Okay. They played a great game. Yeah, we never had a chance. So, not much you can do against that. I do think, where's the eval bar for you guys? There you go. I do think around here, yeah, bishop takes c3 was the best move. I should have played g5 right now. I had one kind of opportunity before they played h4. This would have been the time to do it. So the reason that I didn't is I was trying to wait for them to castle, but they were smart enough to not and just play h4. But if I would have played here, even if they jump in, we could just play rook g8. And now I have the pawns that can still put pressure on the king, even if they haven't castled. This is still a very aggressive way to play. So that's what I should have done. Allowing h4, and then yes, c5 was a great move. Yeah, the only reason I went for this line is because I thought after c4, e5 takes, I could take. Sorry, not that line. Oh, that's why I miscalculated it. That's why, because I didn't realize that the pawn exchange actually changes the position. You guys see that? So this is what I calculated in my mind. c4, e5 takes. This is totally fine for me. I mean, I don't know how fine it is. They have 96, but at least I can attack the king now, right? Which is what I wanted. But when they traded the pawns first, and now take here, I can no longer do that because the tactic I was showing you guys. It's a check. It's also attack on my queen, and I can't block because the knight is there. Yeah, that's what I missed. It's those little details. Yeah. So if I would have played a more normal move, like just taking this, I'm fine. I'm actually fine. What I should have done. Yeah. Okay. No, I don't think it was rice cooking. I think it was just a good game. Oh, 97? Oh, that's a bot. Oh, they played 97 accuracy against the computer and beat it. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I'm gonna play another game. I don't want to play again. All right. Don't worry. En passant checkmate is coming, guys. It's coming. E4. Let's see. Oh, we'll play the French line again. We'll play it again. Let's go with the French. Okay, we bring out the knight here, and we go back. This is the ChessMood line. If you guys have been following those courses, now we can go c5, and we're actually happy about this because the bishop can't take our knight. So we can go there, jump to f5, which is a great square for our knight, and put pressure on the center. Like a lot of times they'll want to play bishop e3, but now we can go with the tempo and attack it. And we're just really piling up here on d4, and we actually can just take, and again, with tempo on the bishop. They don't really want to give up this bishop, because then we'll have a really strong bishop on the dark squares. They probably have to waste another move, but then we can kind of go on the offensive here. And I think we are already into a pretty nice position out of the opening. Yeah, so they do that, but now bishop b4 looks The only thing I'm thinking is, do I want to play queen a5 maybe first and then follow it up with this? Because then they can't really chase me away. Yeah, let's do it that way, actually. I'm getting challenges from people. Hold on one second, guys. I need to adjust my settings. 1 second. Okay. No challenges. All right. So they play queen d2. Okay, see, now I can go here. And a3 is a useless move, essentially, because there's a pin, right? They can't actually take me. So a3 doesn't do anything. Which is why I wanted to do the queen before the bishop. And now we have this annoying... We're getting ready to play d4. Right now, they could still take me. But after I castle... Here... Nope, I think we just win a piece. Ah, but they're going to go... Wait, a3 takes... No, we win that battle. So here's the idea. We're going to push. The knight can't move because of the pin. If they take me, then we pin that one. They're just pinned every which way. And I think we just win a piece. And if they try to get fancy with a3, doesn't work because we take, they take, we take. Well, before we take there, we take here. And then we take the queen. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's go d4. Should win a piece unless I miscalculated something. And... yeah, probably just winning a piece. So what is their plan against this move? You can't really defend it, right? a3, okay. So if I get a bishop, you get a bishop. If I take the queen, you take me. That's just a trade. But what I can do instead is take the rook. And if you take my rook, I will throw in the in-between move, and then I'll win the piece. I come out up a rook. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is bishop c5. Or, yeah, bishop c5 or even bishop e2 or just anywhere. Just basically say, look, I already have the pin. I don't need to even mess with that. No, but then I'm just winning a piece. This way I'm winning a rook, right? I'm just winning a rook. So let's just verify. This is a critical moment, so let's make sure it works. Rook takes d4. At that moment, we're even, right? Bishop for bishop. I get a rook. At that moment, I'm up a rook, right? Now, what is white's options? They can take my queen. I'm down a queen for a rook, but then I get a free queen. I'm up a rook. Or they take me. At that moment, it's even. We've traded 2 bishops and 2 rooks at that point. Their queen is sitting here. My queen is sitting here. I have the in-between move with the check. They have to recapture. And I get a free queen at the end. However you look at it, I'm up a rook. So it should work out. Let's go ahead and take the bishop. Okay. So we don't fall for this one, right? Because that's just a trade. That's just queen for queen. We take here first. So a little bit complicated tactic, but not really too bad. Okay, and again, we don't take because that's just a trade. We throw in the in-between, and we get the queen. And like I mentioned, at the end of it, we have the extra rook. There you go. This should be a high accuracy game. Should be a high accuracy game. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because when you know the opening moves, and you know what the plan should be, and then you calculate the tactics correctly, you should have a pretty much, perfect game. So, 1 point for the ChessMood courses. Yep. Yeah, d4, a3. They could have played a3 here, but I still felt like I was going to come out on top because of takes, and then if they take me, I take their queen. So Stockfish says you have to go here. I go back. They actually do get a little bit of compensation here. Wait. Oh, look at this line, guys. Oh my. If I play rook d8, the most natural move, b3 traps my queen. If I go here, it's totally trapped. Look at that. But it's not over because what I do instead is I play knight d4, threatening the fork. So they take, and then my queen escapes. And I end up an exchange, so a rook for a bishop, but white has some pawns, and it's an equal position. How is that for an interesting line? So the way that you keep the advantage after bishop c5 is not moving the rook, but playing a5 so that I can meet b3 with a capture, threatening to trade the queens. Now my queen is going to escape. After they move, I can go to a5 and escape. Wow. So there was actually a lot going on there had white played a3 instead of bishop takes d4. After bishop takes d4, back to the game. After bishop takes d4, it's relatively straightforward. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, look at that. I could have even just taken it right away and take advantage of this tactic, bishop c5. I didn't see that one. Okay. Nice game. What's up, Steven? Good to see you here. Hey, Rob. Good to see everybody. Still looking for that en passant checkmate. Let's try again. Let's try again. We've got e4. Oh, wait, is this the person that I've played before? Right? This is the suspected, right? Yeah. No, we're not doing this. I'm sorry. Lightning Stab says, love your videos. I've climbed from 500 to 900 in just a couple of weeks. What should I think about when my opponent makes a weird move in the opening that is bad, but I didn't study? That's a great question. That's a really great question. Yeah, so usually, well, let me pull up an analysis board. This is a good question. I think a lot of people will appreciate this. So we'll just talk for. So like, let's just say your opponent plays some random move. Okay, you haven't studied this. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time there is an inherent weakness to some of those weird moves. So this one is super obvious. It opens up the king here and here. So what are the moves that I'm going to be thinking about playing? Bishop c4 maybe comes to mind because look at that diagonal. That seems like a place where maybe my bishop could take advantage of that. Queen h5 check is a move I'm going to keep in mind. Now, right now, it doesn't make sense because g6. But if I could, let's just say, play some more random moves, bishop d3. Now I'm starting to think about e5, queen h5, because I have, I don't know what they're doing. I have this tactic, right? Bishop takes g6, and I can get the rook. So what I'm doing is basically saying, okay, what's the weakness of that move, and how do I position my pieces to potentially take advantage of that? The other thing is a lot of times the weird, moves like that don't really stop you from just doing what you know you should be doing. Like, for example, getting 2 pawns in the center. So like, that's just going to be a good move. Just do the normal thing that makes sense. Don't overthink it. That's one thing I will say. Like, spend a little bit of time, and if you see like a clear way to take advantage of it, go ahead. Like if they play this, like, oh, what's the clear way? Okay, of course, it's checkmate, right? Everybody knows this one, or if you don't, now you know. But if you don't see it right away, like let's say they play, c6. Okay, clearly this is kind of strange, but I don't see an immediate way to punish it. What am I going to do? I'll just keep playing your normal moves, and usually you're going to get into a great position. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question. It's a good question, but that's what I would say. So, yeah, hope that helps. Okay, let's play e4. Okay, Sicilian. I'm going to play knight c3 and go into... Okay, knight c6, we'll play bishop b5 here. I like to play these bishop b5 lines, and we'll go knight f3. Well, this is one of those weird openings where you actually give up your bishop, but you get 2 pieces out there, and, black is still trying to develop, right? So d4, and we're going to put our queen on d4. Now, why am I taking with my queen instead of my knight? What's the thought process? Well, there's no knight to jump out and chase my queen away. So this is going to be a great square, and it's a really annoying when it attacks here. You can't develop your bishop. It puts pressure on the center. It controls some things over here. It helps defend everything. It's out of the way, so if I want to castle this way, I can. Like, there's just a lot of good things about that, and so that's one of the reasons why you might play this line where you let them take your bishop over here. Queen c7. Okay, so maybe they want to go bishop c5, right? So I'm thinking of going bishop e3 just to stop that, because this is probably a move I wanted to play anyway. Now they can't actually do it right away now that I'm looking at it because of this one. So another way I could develop would be bishop g5, getting ready to meet that by just taking it and winning a pawn, right? And if they play h6, I could just go back and they wouldn't be able to chase me anymore. So I see two really good moves. I don't want to castle because I think I want to castle this way. Or I want to at least leave the option open, right? Because then I get my rook involved in one move with castling. So I'm really leaning towards these. The question is, how am I going to decide? Let's say I go bishop g5 and they play d6. I castle. I'm happy with that. b5. I could castle either way. I'm happy with... Yeah, I feel like they're going to have a very difficult time developing their pieces if I go here. So I'm going to choose bishop g5. I think bishop e3 is also a solid option, though. But this just seems super annoying. Because if you think about it, you know, f6 is not a move they want to play, right? You take away the best square from your knight. You create permanent weaknesses here. It's just a weird pawn. It's just kind of awkward. Like, so I don't think they're going to do that. Now, maybe they will. Queen c5. That's not a move that I thought about. But my instinct tells me just castle. Let them trade into me if they want. I'm going to have literally rook, knight, knight, bishop. And they're going to have everything on the back. And just because queens are traded, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just because queens are traded does not mean we can't attack the king. And maybe we're going to see this if they take our queen here. But let's see. Do I take with the rook or the knight, though? That's really the question. Rook or the knight? I think I want to take with the rook because then I can double up here. Yes, it might be a target, but I can always just move. So yeah, what I'm looking for now is, like, can I put the pressure on quickly before they get a chance to consolidate and develop their pieces? And also take advantage of the weaknesses. So this is kind of the weaknesses that I see in the position. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm tempted to just play rook d1 and just let him take it and just say, okay, I've got all my pieces. How are you going to survive? But I think we should probably keep the rook. So here, stacks a pawn. I'm just going to keep it simple. Let me just go here. Just play rook d1. I think my position's great. Yeah, I'm definitely looking here. Sorry, here. And I'm thinking of something like e5, knight e4, knight d6. Because if we can stop this guy from coming out and this guy, then they're going to just be stuck for a while. Yep, so e5 looks super logical here. We've got these squares controlled so they can't come this way. You don't want to go on the edge. You can go to g4, but then again, knight e4 defends the threat, attacks the bishop, jumps in on a weak square. And I don't know what else black's going to do unless they're going to go back, right? So Pranav jumped to 1,200 in 5 months of starting the game. All right. Way to go, Pranav. Good job. Yeah, you're welcome. So I think black's in trouble. I think they are in trouble here. 94 looks really good. Yeah, they actually choose to go all the way back, which I wanted to do that anyway. But I essentially got 2 free moves just now, right? So let's continue with 94. And we definitely should have winning position now. A lot of it has to do with the fact that this pawn is not advanced. Like if you just put this pawn up here, I'm not able to jump in. They're able to develop. Totally different game. But because this guy is stuck, and we're jumping in here, it's really bad for black, okay? So what are our options? Option number 1, bring in the last piece. Option number 2, go with the immediate check. And if they take me, I'm pretty happy to take with the rook and then bring the other guy over. Option number 3, I could take that first and then jump in with check. Then they just move, and I don't know. Maybe we still have a good position there. Yeah, I think I like the one where I just leave it. Let them take into me, right? And get my last piece involved. I think that makes the most sense. And we do have this threat here of takes, then we can jump in and win the f7 pawn. So black's position is a big mess. Okay, so he's trying to bust through and kind of clear things out. I have all of my pieces involved, so this is really the moment in the game where I would hope I can find a nice tactic. This would be the moment. Taking doesn't seem to really quite do it for me. So I'm leaning towards either just going here or here, and with the idea of coming over to b6. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. There are very rare situations where you have a huge lead in development and there's just, for whatever reason, there's no way to break through and your opponent does have time to develop. I don't think that's the case here. I feel like we should be able to break through if we keep trying, but I don't see it immediately. I don't see how do we win this right away, but it just feels like there should be. I mean, look at this. They've got 4 pieces that they're not using, right? Like, and we have all of them in good positions. So I'm actually kind of amazed. But let's keep trying and see if we find something. I like this move though, because if I get the bishop on b6, then this guy is like permanently stuck because we've already have it kind of blocked off here nicely with all these pieces. And this is kind of the last way that I could see black getting these pieces developed, right? So once the bishop lands on b6, you can forget about that. Then I feel confident that, this is just going to stay forever like this, right? We just keep our pieces here and here, and they can never use these pieces. I don't know if they can play b5 right now. They play f5 instead. I feel like we should go here. Recapture with the rook. Knight c5 does threaten this, so they would probably have to give up their bishop. Yeah, I'm going to go knight d6. I'm not 100% sure, but this looks very good. And I'm going to take with the rook. I want to leave the pawn, stopping the knight, and also leave my rooks open, putting pressure here. So, okay, they're trying to... The castling, yeah, we could stop that with bishop g5. Bishop b6. They castle. So that's kind of what I want. These pieces are permanently stuck, as far as I can tell. They do activate one rook. You could probably live with that. So definitely bishop b6 looks like a strong move. Bishop g5, trying to stop them from castling. They could play h6, though. We'd have to trade. Then we have no way to block b5. So I don't think we should do that. I think we should go here. Yeah, I think we should go here. And I'm basically just saying, look, go ahead and castle, get the rook over. But these 2 pieces, I'm not going to give you the opportunity to get those into the game. I'd love to get my pawn all the way up to a5 too to support this, but they could play a5 themselves. Although a5 opens up the b5 square, and then the knight could jump in. Also, a4, a5, then the a5 pawn is just really weak, and we can probably just attack it somehow. So here's something interesting. Do I sack, or do I let him take here? Sacking looks pretty good. But c4, just letting him take and then recapturing also looks pretty good. I still keep those pieces mostly locked out of the game. Oh, but c4 takes. There's a5. There is a5. Somehow. There's a5. Yeah, but a5, my knight's coming in. All right, well, let's do this. I don't know. Maybe I should sack. We'll see after the game. Maybe I should sack. It feels like they could try this plan, though. I'm not saying that's a great position for black, but if the bishop eventually gets out, then at least they can try to fight for something. And they can't play d6. Let me... I want to be ready because I feel like a5 might be something they have to try at some point, and I want to be ready to jump my knight to b5. And now maybe I'll take my time and play a4, a5. You guys see the problem for black, right? These pieces, I want to make sure that stays a problem. That's what I'm trying to do. So let's go here, a4, a5. Yes, they can push over here, but with only a rook, they're not going to be able to do much, I don't think. a5, c5, b4 even, just totally shutting down every opportunity for these pawns to move. Okay, there we go. Don't have to worry about a5 anymore. I could bring my king over here and help these pawns if I need to. Also, there's a rook and a knight I could use. So not super concerned. It just takes so long to actually start creating threats with these pawns. I could relocate the knight to c5 and then start winning the pawns when I'm ready. That's a good plan. And maybe I bring the king a little closer here and then do that. I guess the other setup would be putting him like this and then relocating my knight to c4 and jumping into d6. That could be another way to win these pawns. Yeah, lots of ways to do it. Black doesn't have really any moves except pushing these, yeah. So I think I'll just take this time to bring my king over here so we can deal with the pawns. And then I'm leaning towards this. Oh, are they about to try to play d5? Interesting. Okay, I do not want to allow that. So let me go ahead and make sure. Yeah. Now it's not checkmate, but we might have an opportunity to en passant here. We might have an opportunity to en passant. Okay, they go back. I'm going to go here. I'm staying on the dark squares. They have a light square bishop. It doesn't really matter because the bishop is dead, but that was my logic. Okay, I don't think I'm going to take it and create weaknesses that they can attack. I'm just going to push. I'm just going to push by. Now, they could sacrifice a pawn to invade, but I don't have to take it. Okay, they're not going to do it. I could sack here and win a couple pawns, but no, we don't want to let the bishop out. I'd like to get my knight here, maybe. I'd like to get my knight there. So here, c4 square. How do we get to c4 the fastest? We can go this way or we can go this way. Do that way, I think. Okay, so if they ever play d5, I mean, we win a pawn. Yes, they could try to get the bishop, but then they lose this, so they really can't even do that. So I'm just going to keep that and jump my knight like this, I think. I could even go to e3. Yeah, I could even put my king here, go to e3 and get there like that. Yeah, I'll do that just to keep the knight kind of close over here. It's probably not necessary, but why not? We'll go there. Yeah, on Passant, checkmate isn't happening in this game, is it? Okay, let's go with the knight hop here. Okay, great. That's pretty funny. I don't know why. I just think that's pretty funny. Those pieces are just dead. I'm going to make every improving move that I can in the meantime. So I'll get my pawn advanced. And when I'm ready, I might start taking these pawns. Only when I feel like I am ready. So every little bit of improvement that I want to get done here, I'll go ahead and do it. I might just put my king here just to make sure there's no shenanigans. And then, actually, no, I would rather my king be a little more aggressive. Let's put it on e3. Okay, and now I think we take. Now I think we just start taking stuff. Okay, I have to defend here, and then I can come in and take the other pawn. I don't know if I want to allow that. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Because we still have this, great. Let me take this way. Mm-hmm. I wonder if I can checkmate the king. That's what I'm thinking about. Can I checkmate the king? I don't want to lose on time, but I almost feel like there's a checkmate. Oh, there's a checkmate. Yes. Okay. Okay. I thought there was maybe a checkmate there. Interesting game. 88. Okay. So pretty good. Okay, so Stockfish does like bishop e3 a little bit better. Yeah, because of f6. It would play f6 and say that black is okay here. Queen c5. Stockfish actually did want to keep the queens on the board. So it was saying queen d2, just keeping the queen. That being said, yeah, interesting. So this is a good example. This is an example of where you have all your pieces out, but you have no winning attack, right? Which I guess was kind of what I was noticing in the game. Okay, they did mess up with knight f6. If they would have just played b5 and fixed that bishop right away, then it's equal. But they allowed me to do this, and now they kind of ran out of time. Stockfish says taking here was the way to go. Take and knight d6 check. And what's... Oh, I can play knight g5 and win the pawn. Okay. Or even just bring the other rook over. All right. And then at the end, let me just see. What would Stockfish have done here? Would it have taken? Oh, what a fancy move this is. Knight takes f5. g4 is checkmate. Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. Look at that. That's nice. Wow. Yeah, I played descending just fine. That was great. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go to another one, guys. Come on, where's that on Passant checkmate? Chess for everyone. Okay. National Master. Let's see, they play G6. He played G6. I think I can play D4 here right away. And I'm going to try something interesting. I don't know. I'm going to try something interesting. Bishop to B5. Why am I doing this? Because I want to play E5, and I want to be able to meet Knight C6 with taking it. So they want to just go into an endgame. But that looks, I mean, I'm going to get the bishop out. I'm going to castle with the tempo. I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. And I think I'd like my bishop to be on F4. Then we castle. We have a, that's kind of annoying. Yeah, let's do it. This looks really annoying for the black king. This looks really annoying. They're going to have to play king e8. I mean, maybe I don't have anything immediately, but looks nice at least. I can try to checkmate him. They won't see it. So they're going to bring out the bishop somehow. What's my plan going to be? I can play f3. That seems like a nice move. Just controls these important squares. I think we should do that. Now they haven't thought at all, which tells me they're either tilted and playing fast, they don't care and they're playing fast, or they've studied this and they're familiar with these positions, which scares me a little bit, but let's develop, I think. You can go to d4 maybe, attack the bishop, make it go back. That's what I'm thinking. b3, I don't know if it's really going to go there. So bishop c7 is an annoying move, maybe. Definitely not going to take, because then they could play king c8 and get the other rook over. But if they take me, I at least have the king cut off. So I'm definitely not going to take. But I might also just play knight d4. Bishop c4, b3. Then the bishop goes to a6. Okay. Bishop here, knight there. So we could try to stop that with something like g4. But then they can play h5. Yeah, I really don't know. Bishop c7. Yeah, I think you could also just go back to c8, couldn't they? Well, regardless... Oh, but hold on. Am I walking into some kind of a tactic with the knight? I might be walking into a tactic. Yeah, okay. So what do we do here then? All right, let me play bishop c7. We'll see if they trade first. Okay, they do trade. All right, so we're threatening checkmate. They're not paying attention. We just win. Okay, they saw it. Too bad. All right. So I'm wondering how they're going to get their rook out. They could always push the h-pawn. Or just keep trying to trade some stuff. Knight d4 here. Knight f4 here. b3. No, I think I want to play b3 and try to trap this bishop. It does kind of open up some things, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Let's go ahead. We're threatening knight d4. Bishop's going to be trapped. Now they could give up theirs. Yeah, but I can't take the pawn. The problem is I can't take the pawn. Too bad. Too bad. Okay, I think we need to move faster. I'm spending too much time on moves that don't really matter that much. Yeah, I need to play quicker. This is just too slow. So how do I speed things up? That's the question. Like this bishop is not doing anything there anymore, but I don't know. I think I'm going to just take and then maybe just move my knight. Try to attack the pawn that way. Okay, they were worried enough to take the knight. That's interesting. Because I thought that bishop was actually pretty strong there, but okay. So do we take with the rook or the knight is the question. We take with the knight because I want to reposition this knight. It doesn't have a lot of good options. So let's go ahead and do that. And I see some nice squares now to keep an eye on. Also, we did create an isolated pawn, so that's something. Do I want to trade? Yeah, I think we can trade. I like the bishop against the knight here. Generally, when there's pawns on both sides of the board, the bishop is better than the knight, so we'll see what we can do. Knight f6, okay. I wanted to avoid the fork. That's why I went here. They could still go there. They don't. Rook f8. We're going to go c4, take away the squares from the knight. Has to go backwards if it wants to move anywhere. Probably my biggest risk this game is losing on time. So let's see if I can't speed it up a little bit. I'll have to make good moves though. That's the thing. That's the thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take this way because outside pass pawns are hard for knights to deal with. So I'm thinking maybe at some point in the future that could be really useful. Okay, we can defend with the rook. I don't think they're going to take it. I think they're going to go here. So I'm probably just going to push my... Let me go all the way back. Okay. Let's keep the king centralized. We can help out if the rook ever leaves. Do I give up that bishop and allow this pawn? No, we shouldn't do that. I don't think we should do that. Oh my. I was literally thinking to myself, what am I going to do if they go rook a1? And then I'm like, oh, they can't go rook a1. They can't. Aha. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Those bishops are sneaky. Ooh. Okay. 95 accurate. Are you serious? We played 90. How did I do that? I don't even know. I don't even know how that happened. So bishop b5. Okay, that's not a stockfish move. But it did lead to a nice position, I feel like. Another not stockfish move. Yeah, this position is just dead equal. Even though it looks nice for me, it's just dead equal. Let's check the endgame. Yeah, it's still equal. It's just equal. We just blundered the rook. There's nothing to analyze. There is nothing to analyze. All right. Okay, we'll play e4 again. Oh, this is not a good opening. I was looking at some lines recently. Let's see if I can remember anything. Oh, g6. I don't think I looked at the g6 lines. Man, I hate when that happens. I looked at like everything else, I think, not these lines. Well, means I'm on my own. What would Stockfish do? What would Stockfish do? I mean, I don't know if I want to do that because then d5 happens maybe. Bishop e2 is just solid. All right, we'll just probably play bishop e2. I feel like, yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. So I'm just going to play bishop e2. Okay, are they going to take this? Probably not. Let me castle. Let's just try to find a nice setup. How about b3? How about we fianchetto? Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't look at these lines, so I don't know. I know that the Alekines it's not very good at the higher levels. It's not very good. So if I take, and they take, and then we play like, let's just say c4, knight c3, seems fine. I could play c4 first and then take. It doesn't really change anything. Does it? No, I don't think so. I guess they could technically take this way, but then they have doubled pawns. I don't know what's happening there. I'd probably just go bishop b2. So they're going to take here. I'm sorry. What? What am I missing? What? What is happening? What? I did they forget that the knight could take that? They thought they were just okay. Okay. I guess they thought they were forking my queen and bishop and I couldn't take it. I mean, I don't that was a weird one. That was a weird one. Okay. Well, now I can at least look and see what's the deal against g6. I'm going to click on the Explore tab on chess.com. Yeah, the best move is bishop c4. Why did I have a feeling that I should play bishop c4? I had a feeling. So what's the deal on knight b6? Okay, bishop takes f7 is an actual thing? No. Is it? Is this a Stockfish approved move? It's not a Stockfish approved move. But it has been played. e6. You can't take with the bishop or you're losing now because knight g5. And you don't want to go here because queen f3 and g4. And I would love to play a position like this. So you take with your king. Wow. Wait, what's the 3 games that this has been played? Hold on. Okay, so 2 times people captured it. All right. e6 was only played in 1 of the games. They won that game. It was a 2400 rated player. Okay, that's interesting. And Stockfish says if they take with the king, you go check. They have to go king d7, only move. Then you can go knight f7, getting a fork. Don't take the rook, you go queen check. What an interesting line that we just stumbled upon here. And, okay, this is supposed to be h4, queen takes, I mean, slightly better for black. All right, but the main line that a lot of people play instead of that is just going back bishop b3. Then bishop g7 is the main line. Knight g5 attacking and castling is a big mistake, really, because you play e6 and now you're just, look at this, guys. e6. They try to push. Knight f7. Queen moves. Knight h6 check. King moves and you castle. This is such an interesting line. All right, so just for my own knowledge, next time bishop c4 is a good line. There's bishop there, knight there, push the pawn. Okay, that being said, I didn't play too poorly with bishop e2 and castling. These are also book lines. They played the right move. And then yeah, okay, we won't speak about that. We won't speak about that move. All right. All right, let's do a check. Okay, great. Scandinavian, huh? Okay, I guess we better play the gambit. We're gonna go f3 next and try to open up f file. Okay. Hopefully they take us. If not, e3 is kind of one of those boring moves. All right, great. I love it. Okay. So let's think about how we want to start here. How about bishop d3? I might castle, but I could also develop these guys and go the other way. Let's see what black's going to do. And I want to try to judge what they're going to do with the king. Okay, so they're not giving away any information just yet. Maybe they're setting up c5. So how about bishop e3? Just kind of keeping my options open. Or queen e2 even, just maybe threatening something like d5. Yeah, I think I like queen e2. Let's go. Because we might be able to meet this with d5 now and take advantage of the king being in the center. Okay, so it looks like they're going to try to get castled. Bishop g5 and castle? Just do it like that? Or do I just go bishop d2 and castle? Or bishop e3 and castle? We'll go here. So I'm keeping my options open. I could castle either way. They play h6. Fine. That's not a problem. I'm going to go all the way back. And I think if they castle... Okay, they're not castling yet. So unfortunately, I don't know where the king's going to be. I'm going to castle queenside anyway. I'm ready to attack, but I don't have to. I can also focus on the center or do whatever else I need to. Let's see if they're going to commit. I think that would be a very bad decision. Yeah, they don't do it. Okay. They don't do it. I think we're going to go in. The idea is we're totally fine here. We just recapture, not a problem. And I'm starting to set up maybe some tactics. Okay, we recaptured. Now the bishop is supporting everything. Okay, okay. Hold everything. Check. The other thing is queen h5, I think would maybe just force them to castle. And then we go bishop d2 and we sack and checkmate the king, in theory. Okay, I should probably start with the, let's just make sure this doesn't win. So takes, we could check or check, but once they get to g8, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So I don't think that's the way. Could go rook f1 as another way to attack it, but I like my queen being there. Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. They're going to castle, then we drop the bishop back and we sack it. That's my plan. That's my plan. Now they could play bishop g5, but then maybe we just go h4, take it back, throw the pawns forward. I like my position a lot now, though. I like it a lot. Oh, is there some bishop g5 check idea? Because the idea is if I move my king, they can take here with check and open up my king. And then deal with the threat. Actually, that might be a strong move. That might be a strong move. I'd probably have to play bishop d2. Oh, they don't castle. So what is... Wait a second. What exactly is your plan after I just... Or even bishop here? How do you defend? How do you defend? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Bishop g6. The only issue... You can't take me. You get checkmated. I'm threatening to just checkmate you. The only issue is bishop g5 check. I move. And then you have time to defend. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Rook f1. That is so unfortunate. Bishop g6, bishop g5, bishop d2. Takes. Queen e7. If I take and you take, what's happening? Rook f1. There's going to be this annoying knight f6 move, though. Oh, what's the move, guys? What's the move? If I take right away, it stops bishop g5. Oh, it stops bishop g5. Look at that. But they still just take bishop g6. They still go check. And then they still play queen e7. And then there's always knight f6. If I could play bishop d2 right now. Because then if they go there, well, they could still go there. Rook f1 is also good. I don't really want to lose this bishop to this knight, though. Man, I just feel like this should be winning, but I guess it's not. I guess it's not. All right, let me go bishop d2. I think they're going to go here. It's probably the only move. And I'm probably going to go rook f1 and just take back here with my rook. If they fork me, takes check, king goes over, I'm pretty happy. Man, we were so close. Bishop g6 was almost a beautiful move. They didn't have bishop g5. Yeah, there's bishop g5. Okay. I think rook f1. We'll take back here with the rook. Queen g5. No, they go knight f6. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. Oh yeah, that makes sense, I guess. We can't sack. We have no way to get rook over. Yeah, it's kind of annoying, isn't it? They have to just drop back, unfortunately. I could go queen f3. They can't take this. They can't take that. Yeah, queen f3 is a good move because it kind of stops them from... Oh, there's queen d5, though. Queen d5, man. Guy's gonna slip away somehow. I'm just feeling it. He's gonna slip away. I mean, I think my position is still very good. So let's see if, because the king is in the center. So let's not just give up on the attack just yet. Maybe we just keep pressuring. Maybe we have some cool moves. Maybe we have some cool moves. Like, do I put my rook here or here? Bishop d7. What can I do? g4, g5. It seems kind of slow and doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it's something. So that's an idea. It is an idea. We could... Can we take? Rook g6? No, it's probably not very good. Rook e2 seems kind of strong. I don't know why. I just feel like getting the rook there makes a lot of sense. He's going to need 3 moves to castle. Oh, this is tough. This is tough. This knight is such a good defending piece, just stopping everything I'm trying to do, right? I mean, knight g4, I guess, is a move. You just trade it. What does our attack look like then? Knight g4 takes 6, then he just brings the queen out, right? Yeah, we can't do that. Right. Right. I mean, what does the sacrifice look like? What does it look like? We end up getting a couple pawns. Maybe a third pawn. No, a second pawn, sorry. Probably not good enough. He's gonna play bishop d7 and try to castle. That's it. That's the plan. What if I go here? Is that a good move? I'm not really sure, guys. I'm grasping for straws here a little bit. I just don't know what to do. G8 just feels like a bad move, though. For some reason. But yeah, what do you play if you're black, actually? Because if you move this pawn, then all of a sudden this becomes very powerful, right? Because the knight is no longer supported. But if you play rook g8, it's also a pin. So again, this move is... Again... This move is very powerful because I'm actually just threatening to take it now. I'm actually just threatening to take it. If you move away, you don't have time to play bishop d7. I just take it. Okay. Okay. Maybe I stumbled upon something brilliant here. King f8? No. No. That's a cool move. I don't know if it's the best move. That's a cool move, but he can go there. Check. Da-da-da. Yeah, so maybe we just go there first. How do you defend? You can't. Oh, what a cool move. What a cool move. Huh? I know you guys like that. I know you like that one. Look at that. My threat is just take the pawn. I'm just going to take the pawn. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that's real fun. This is nice. This is nice. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, finally, once we get rid of this pawn, then we can get to the king. Black put up a good fight, though. They were defending. I think we take with the bishop to attack. Okay, I could win the queen if I want. I think I do want. And then we have a follow-up here if they take my knight back. Oh, boy. That's going to do it, my friends. That's going to do it. Yes. All right. Good game to our opponent. They put up a nice fight. I think we got a brilliant move there. At least one. Yep. 88.8. Okay, let me update the counter. Brilliant move counter. And let's see what it was. I'm pretty sure I know what it was, but let's just look anyway. Yeah, it's bishop g6. Nice. Okay, let's take a look at this opening. So I played bishop d3. Queen e2 is a pretty good move. Bishop g5 is a good move. Okay, nothing crazy yet. Nice. Okay, so Stockfish says here you go bishop d2 right away, which makes sense. I kind of wasn't feeling how strong bishop g5 was going to be later, and so that's what Stockfish is saying. Like, look, go back now. Now you don't have this problem with bishop g5, and now if you're able to play queen h5, it's going to be even better, right? So yeah, they messed up. They should have castled. And then I was going to go here and threaten to sack, but they could still play bishop g5. And I probably would have played h4. And I think we would have gotten this position. And my plan would have been to attack. Stockfish says they're fine for some reason. Oh, because I can't play g4. My queen gets trapped. Look at that. That is so nasty. That is so nasty. Maybe I would have noticed it in the game. I don't know. So that's what black needed to do. As soon as they play rook f8, they're in trouble. Best move was bringing the rook over right away. And then going bishop d2. Okay. But back to the game. I played it first. Then here. Queen g3. Yeah, queen g3 is the second engine move. It wanted me to double up first, but this was a good idea. Now doubling wins the game. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Thanks. Okay. Very good. Very good. Let me see. All right, I'm going to set up a position for you guys. It's time for Irving Chernoff, 200 billion endgames. Let me pull up the analysis board. And which one are we going to do? I need some numbers. Set up position. Let's clear the board. 123. We've done 123, actually. Let's see. Connor says 88, just like the accuracy. All right. I like that idea. 88 it is. Thank you, Connor. Let's go with 88. White to play and win. Okay. Let me get it on. White wins. Let's see the position. Oh, okay. This one does not have a lot of pieces. I'm expecting you guys to solve this one correctly. How hard could it be, right? How hard could it be? Okay. Let me load, and I'm going to turn off the eval bar just for a second while you guys think about it. White to play and win. Good luck. I'll be right back to talk about the solution. All right. Did we solve this position yet? Oh, I probably should have told you guys the pawns are going forward this way, but hopefully you figured that out. All right. Let me do my analysis quickly, and then we'll take a look at the solution. So, it's going to be, okay, it's going to be some kind of checkmate with the king, right? Some sort of weird, crazy checkmate. So we could bring the king to stop the king from escaping this way. And if they try to run, check. No, then it escapes. Also, one thing to keep in mind, knight and a bishop and a king, if all the other pieces were somehow traded, is still a win, right? So this is a win for white if that happens. I don't think it's going to, but just something to keep in mind. Oh, there's a free knight. You just noticed a free knight, but then black takes here. We have to deal with the pawn. We come over. Check, and then it's a draw. Probably going to be something crazy like a4. I don't know why. A4, what does a4 do? Oh, it keeps the pawn a little closer. You're threatening to take the knight. If the knight moves, we move over. If they take us, we could go check. Check. There's... All right, I don't know. I have to save my mental energy for the next games we're going to play. All right, what are you guys saying? A4, then knight d6. Oh, knight d6. Interesting. After the king takes, you want to take the knight. Sure, that could probably win. I feel like black's going to have some clever reply like check and take your pawn, and we have to figure out what to do next. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's look at the solution. A brilliant miniature in which the knight's dancing around is reminiscent of, I can't pronounce that word, some masterpiece. I'm not going to even try to read it. Okay. So the plausible bishop takes b5 allows black to escape with a draw after b takes a3. Knight c5 check, and he goes, he goes here. Wait. What is the move? Oh, he's not analyzing. He just says this is a draw. Yeah, this is just a draw. Because you're going to have to lose a piece to catch this somehow. So that doesn't work. And then if you go check, the king comes up here. Also, because if he ever gets one of these pieces and your pawn doesn't like queen, you can't win, right? So that's kind of the trick. Okay, got it. We'll put the eval bar back on. So the move is, yes, a4. I think some of you guys are saying this. a4. So what's the idea? I guess we're going to take the knight, but if the knight moves away, we're also threatening to potentially push our pawn and win that way. And so black has to react to that. All right. Obviously, the dangerous pawn must be removed, but not with king takes a4. Because if you take here, knight d6, as somebody said, king moves. You can take it with check. King moves. Check. And then you can just attack the pawn, and it can't move because it's pinned. And once you take it, like I said, this is going to be a win. You can checkmate. You have to know what you're doing. There's a video on the channel you can watch if you want to see that. Okay, so that's going to be a relatively easy win. So black's clever try is knight c3 check. We have to obviously move our king, so king c1. Now they take with the knight. And of course, we can't afford to give up our bishop because we can't win with just a knight. So what do we do instead? What do we do instead? Only move? Knight a5 check. Knight a5 check. The white knight wheels around like an eagle, aiming to set up the king for the kill, while the bishop forces him to defend his own knight. So the first problem for black, you have to keep an eye on the knight, right? If you try to move anywhere else, he just takes it. And then you have a nice blockade, you can't push your pawn, and you lose. So the only move is king a3. Knight c4 check. Again, you don't want to go here and lose your knight, so you have to go to b3. Knight d2 check. Again, anywhere that you move that's not defending the knight is just going to lose, so you have to go king a3. Knight b1 check. So the knight's just doing this dance to force the king. Again, you have to keep this to here. And that is checkmate. That is a weird checkmate, but it is a checkmate. It's pretty funny. Very nice. Very nice choice. Let me make a note of this. Good pick, Connor. Good pick. 88. Actually, it wasn't super difficult. Sorry about that. Dropped the pen. It wasn't super difficult, but you had to see the idea of the king had to guard the knight constantly, so you could do whatever you wanted with your knight. And then you had to kind of realize that getting your knight down to b1 was the key square so that you could do the checkmate. So not too hard, but kind of difficult. All right. Let's jump into some more games. Okay, that's been around for a year, so we could play this person. They are going to play London. We're going to go with the same setup. I'm going to try to play a little bit more accurately this game than we did last time. Same kind of general plan, though. Being kettle the bishop over here. Oh, it says white wins. Sorry. Sorry about that. Hopefully white doesn't win. Let me go b6. Get ready to do this. Okay, let's go get the knight again. That was fine. I don't think we messed up there last time. Let's go bishop b7. So last time it actually wanted me to play g5 earlier, so maybe I'll try to repeat that. So knight e4 and then just go right away. Okay, they're going to force me to trade, but I'm going to look to maybe do that because that's what Stockfish wanted last time, right? A quick g5 before white had time to stop me. So they're going to have to deal with their pawn. Oh, is this some sort of sacrifice gambit? What is this? Let's say they go here or here and I go back. What is their plan? Just to try to like bust things open maybe? Okay. Queen c2. I go back. What is the plan? What is white going to try to do? I mean, I feel like a pawn is a pawn. I should take it. I don't see it. A pawn is a pawn. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I don't see what is their plan. You can push these, but is it really that good? What is happening? What? They really just went there to go there. All right. Yeah, I'm super confused. I feel like just castling is good. Got my pawn and now I'm happy. But I also could go with g5 like Stockfish recommended before. And maybe I should just do that instead. So g5, they take me, I take them, it hits the queen. If they take here, I get a queen, they get a queen. I get a piece, they get a piece. Wait a second, does that actually win a pawn for them? g5 takes, bishop takes. I take a queen, they take a queen. It does win a pawn. How about that? Wow, okay. So, yeah, maybe I'll just castle. I don't know. I'm just going to castle. I don't know what this is. I don't know what is happening here. Now they play h4. Okay. I really want to play d6 and knight d7. The problem is the e6 square, right? But is it really a problem? Or do I just take this and be happy? I think I just take that and be happy. So let's go D6. Because I need to get this knight. I need to get this knight out. Okay. He goes knight G5 and we take it. Okay. I'm just going to move my queen. No problem. I'm going to leave the square open for my knight. That's why I'm going here. Of course, I can go other places, but this one just seems very natural. Maybe to go to F6 and E4 again or something. Also, I have lots of options on this diagonal, so Queen E8 seems like a fine move. We are still up our pawn, so I'm happy to take it to an endgame. I don't think I'll take that. That looks too risky. Okay, if we take, we're going to lose this pawn. But then I get another pawn here. We lose this pawn. It gets kind of tricky. Take. I could play H6, force this back, and then take. Looks pretty good. I could even play H6 right away, though. And then E5. And then F4. Ooh, or E4. Even, for that matter. And then bring my knight. Yeah. No, that looks too good. Ah, okay. Only thing is if they sack this bishop. Hold on. H6 takes. Queen takes. No, I think we're okay. Let's do it. Go H6. We're just going to chase this bishop around, essentially. E5 and F4. Maybe E5, E4, too. They could try to sack it, but I don't really believe in that for white. Looks like I'm going to be able to run if I really need to, or just defend somehow. What? What is going on? I don't understand any of these moves. I don't... Like, what is their plan here? What is happening? Oh, man. Okay. I mean, do I take it? Do I bring my knight out? What's the move here? What's the move? Probably just take it. I don't know what's going on. I'm just taking stuff at this point. Get my knight over. Queen. Now they go queen c2. I am so confused. I'm going to develop my knight. If they take, I think I'll put it on c5. I am so confused. Okay. I'm just going to get my pieces on good squares. Queen e5, rook e8. Yeah, we have to be winning this, right? This must be winning. Could even go queen e4. Yeah, let's do it. We'll try to trade since they sacked the piece. Trading would benefit me, and they trade. Okay. Okay. I don't know what is going on with this account, but this is weird. This is super weird. It's like they're not even trying to win. Okay. I mean, what was that? What was that? Okay, I did play with 96 accuracy, so that's... But here's the thing. It's always easier to play with high accuracy when your opponents are just giving you pieces. So there's that. Yeah, that was the best move, taking the pawn. Stockfish approves. Queen b1 was a bad move. Castling was the best move. d6 was... Okay, I played a nice game. I just played a nice game too. h6 was the best move. Nice. And then they just kind of fell apart. Okay. Well, that was interesting. I don't know what to say about that. Pandas chess. Okay. Okay, this is going to be the same line that we saw probably earlier. Yep, same exact thing. Let's see if they take the bishop or not. A lot of people actually don't take the bishop at the higher levels because the positions are pretty nice and easy to play for white. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do something else. We've got them thinking. It's always a good sign. That's always a good sign. By the way, guys, all the openings that I'm playing, well, not all of them, but most of them, I've learned from the ChessMood courses, and you can still get it for free for the month of May. So you've got like a couple days left. So the link's in the description. You can just click that, sign up, and go check it out if you want. Definitely recommend it, especially if you're a more advanced player. Have some really good stuff there. Okay, so they go a6. We're going to go back. Kind of a weird move, but I think I've seen it a couple times before. Okay, and now we're going to take, I think. Let me think about this for just 1 second. Yeah, I think we just take and go back. So you might be wondering what's happening here. What we're going to do is play c3 and get rid of this pawn, and eventually we'll clear the way for this. A lot of times they'll take, and we just take back that way. Interesting. So if I stick with my plan of c3, what happens? They take me, I take them, they push. Knight f4, we win the pawn. Or do we? Bishop f5, takes, no, queen f3, win the pawn. Yeah, so c3 takes, not worried about d3. c3 takes, not really worried about that. I think we would be fine in that endgame. What if I push? What's happening if I push? Takes. The endgame. I don't really want to play that endgame though, so maybe I do push instead. If we push bishop g7, what's happening? Takes, knight f3. e3, bishop. That's an interesting one. Okay, I'm not totally sure what's happening. Oh, and if I take here, I think we just lose a piece right away. So that makes no sense. Takes. c3. All the other thing I can do is take. Yeah, I'm going to go c3. I like this one, I think. I think I like this one. So if I want to play an endgame, I can do that. If I don't want to play an endgame, I can do this. It's probably a pretty good endgame for me. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. The reason I say it's probably a good ending game is because this bishop is kind of a monster here. And I'm going to just keep that guy there. It's hard for a black to develop their bishop, right? So I like my chances here. But if I go king c2, then they can develop it. So I need a different move to play. How about bishop f4? Maybe I'll just go king c1, get my rook over that way. I'd love for my knight to get somewhere here, but I don't see how to easily do that. It's too far away from those squares. It'll take forever. Unless I could go this way, but maybe c4. There is a knight there, though. They're probably going to castle. Bishop c7 is an interesting move because black can't really move. That's actually really funny. They can't move here. They can't push the pawn. And if they move this, I just take it. Oh, then they get a piece. Yes, yes, yes. You see that, guys? Bishop c7, they move. Okay, 7. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a sneaky line. Stack the pawn, let me take it, and then get my bishop. So, I'm going to... Oh, I didn't see this. Wait, no, it's attacking the rook. Wait, wait, wait. So takes, 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 takes. I get a rook and a pawn. I lose 2 pieces. But I have rook e1. Rook e1, they move, I take. So I get a rook and 2 pawns for a knight and a bishop. Now that... Ah, but wait a sec. No, yeah, that's actually not bad. And if they play some other move, I just go back. Get some messed up pawns, but I still have the 3 against 1. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's verify I'm not missing a tactic. Here, here, here. They take me. I go rook e1. They can't defend. The pawn... You can't trap me. You could play knight d5, though. Hold on. Takes, takes, takes. Ooh, it's getting kind of crazy. Check. And they take me. Ooh. I think it's... Okay, so here's the thing. Generally speaking, the knight and the bishop are better than the rook and the pawn. However, the further along the game that you go, the better the rook gets. And if you can get 2 pawns, a rook and 2 pawns is a lot of pawns. I think I'm able to do that. There's some tricky stuff happening with knight d5. So maybe not. But if I'm able to get 2 pawns, I think that's more than enough to make this trade. So we'll see how this turns out. This is going to be an interesting game. This is going to be a very interesting endgame. But my plan is essentially going to be push the pawns. Use the pawns, use the rooks. The other thing is that this rook has to get out of here. If this rook doesn't get out, then of course I'm in trouble. But we're going to have real active rook here, and then hopefully I can move my king and get this guy into the game. Ah, he wants to play knight d5 now. Oh, I didn't see this. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I thought I could take this pawn. He's going to play knight d5 now. And then he trades and he has bishop h6. So I'm only getting a rook and 1 pawn. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Well, it doesn't change the position that much because it's still going to come down to, can I push these guys fast enough and make problems for black or not? Yeah, they have an extra pawn here that I didn't think they would have, but it's not like they can push their pawn here. So same. The plan is the exact same for me. And if I can push these guys here, then maybe this rook doesn't actually have to leave. It actually can stay where it's at. So takes knight d5. No. Yeah, no, we can't do that. Now I can get control of this and maybe trade that bishop, which might be nice. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's nice getting rid of one of the bishops because then we can put our king on a different color square and be okay. Okay, he plays e6. Let me go with b4. Keeping the pawns together. We'll use a king somehow here to support them. I'll make this trade. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Can I not fall for some tactics and lose the pawns? And can I push them? That's what it comes down to, right? Okay, let me go here. Defend. We'll come up to support everybody, and then we'll just keep pushing them. We'll just keep pushing them. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think, because I can get rid of that annoying bishop. Then I only have an annoying knight to worry about. And this bishop is not very good at the moment. Okay. So obviously we have to defend this. So I think my only move here is rook c1. We have to keep that defended and this defended. Okay. But it's going to be a little bit difficult for black to blockade this. Now they might try, but I don't know if they're able to do that because I attack it. Okay, they're going for a cheapo fork. Cheapo fork. Okay, so we come up. If they win a pawn, they win a pawn. Who cares? Plan is the same. We got to push these guys. And it's nice that they still don't have any passed pawns. Okay? They still don't have any passed pawns. Which means they have to push two of them together. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm feeling good about this. Let's push. Let's push them. Now, I don't know if it matters here. I think I'll just play b5 and c5. Actually, I like this pawn being here to stop knight d5. Knight d3, I could take that away and also maybe invade with the rook. Or I could let him go there and then attack. Let him take the pawn and then go. Yeah, so maybe we do that. If I play b5, though, then there's this annoying c5 square. If I play a5, I need to figure out how to get this going. I don't know if I should give up this f2 pawn, though. That might be too much. I'm gonna maybe try to defend that one for now. Because I still think this is useful to be able to come down here. So I'm thinking a5 next, rook d6, take the pawn. That's my plan. Now, if they play a5 first, we have to push. We can't allow them to take here because I think the pawns are not going to be strong enough. I need the pawns to be next to each other. Okay. So they want to use this square. But the a5, knight e6 here, check, I move. Tricky. It's definitely tricky. Okay, let's go. Trying to do it. Let's go here next. Take the pawn. Of course, they can stop me. Okay, there's a check. Oh, look at that. Sneaky, sneaky move. I didn't see that. That's a great move. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I messed up, guys. I messed up. This tactic popped up out of nowhere. The problem is if I move here, he takes this pawn. And this one. I lose 2 pawns. That's very bad for me. So option 1 is we go with it, and then hopefully the a-pawn is strong enough. Or we sack the rook here. Rook d8. How do I get through? How do I get through? I can't play b5. He takes me. Man, that is unfortunate. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Takes. Rook here. I can't get through. I can't get through. All right, we're gonna sack the 2 pawns and hope the A pawn is strong enough. I don't think it is, but we're gonna try. We are going to try. Also have to make sure I don't get mated with these pieces here. So it all comes down to Mr. Andy. Can Andy do it? Andy the A-pawn has to be the hero of this game. I mean, there's chances, but not if they keep finding these amazing moves. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Interesting thing is his knight's going to be trapped. But he doesn't go for that one. That's very interesting. Yeah, we still have the pawn and the rook behind it for now. If we end up just trading everything, we actually win, which is funny. But we are threatening to do that. If he checks me, we go here, which is also a funny move, because everything's attacked. So he goes there. Oh! Wait, what? What's he doing? What's he doing? Even if he forked me, though, I was going to take it and win. So he couldn't do it. And I think he just blundered this. He just blundered this. Okay, how do we win, guys? How do we win? He said he mouse slipped. I wonder what he was trying to play. It's not over yet. Let's see. Do I go here to stop the pawn? Yeah, I probably stay here to stop the pawns. No forks, no knights. Andy's going to do it. Andy's going to win. Andy's going to win the game for us. What a ridiculous end game. This is a trick. You stay away from the knight. He can't check you when you're like this. It takes 3 moves to check you. 3 moves to check you. Now we go get a queen. I don't need to give him my rook, even though I probably could. No reason to do that. Just come over here. Yeah, this should be an easy win, as long as I don't lose on time. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Andy for the win. Andy for the win. Woohoo. Oh, man. I wonder what the mouse slip was. Wow. Yeah, okay. I'm really curious if the rook for 2 pieces was a good trade or not. That's what I'm really curious about. So let's see. They played, that's the best move actually. I didn't know that. Okay, that's actually the best move. And then Yeah, that was actually the stockfish line. Okay, I did not know that. Still felt like I got into a decent position. Castled. Played bishop g4, which is... Oh yeah, that was a big mistake. So stockfish wanted me to take it. And then play f3. Chasing the knight around. And then just king c2, rook comes over. And I have 3 against 2, which is a nice ending. And the reason that stockfish doesn't like this line... Yeah. Because I couldn't get this pawn. Like, let's just imagine for a second. Let's say that I could get the pawn. Let's say, hypothetically, that this move, knight d5, which wins a piece, didn't exist. It does. That's why stockfish is saying it. But even if it didn't exist, and they play some other random move, bishop c6, and I go here, and they don't play knight d5, and they just play some random move, what does stockfish say? Yeah, now it says I'm actually winning. See that? So without this tactic, I would have been fine to do that, right? So that rook and 1 pawn, rook and 2 pawns is kind of like the threshold where it goes from it's okay to give up the knight and the bishop if you get 2 pawns. If you only get 1, usually it's not enough. And I just missed this knight d5 tactic. I thought I was getting it back, right? And I was thinking if he plays here, I would still get it because takes. Which, yeah, stockfish says this is fine. It's equal, and you can definitely play this and try to win. But going here was a good idea. So, a4, bishop e5. We start pushing. We trade that. Okay, we're doing okay here. Rook d1, good move. Okay. That was my mistake because I didn't see the sneaky tactic, which we saw in the game, right? Knight d4 check. Amazing move. It's an amazing move because I wanted to go here, but I can't. Because I need to keep my pawn protected, but I can't. Knight b5 check. Look at that pin. I lose my rook, and I lose the game. So I have to give that up. The other thing I could have done, yeah, actually Stockfish said this was the best way. I could have taken. Attack the pawn. They defend the pawn. We have this position. Yeah, the problem is I can't keep pushing, right? I can't go there. I just lose my pawn. And if I push this one, then it gets a nice blockade with their bishop, which is going to be bad for me. So I'm kind of stuck without any moves, which is why I didn't want to play this, because there's nothing I can do. And black's going to just start pushing and bring the king and take everything. I just can't do anything. So Stockfish says if you play b5 here, though, or rook d6, and then what was I supposed to play? Oh, no, just play rook d6. Let him play a5 and take it. Oh, take it? Wow. And he says you just... Okay, well, I didn't see that, obviously. All right, so that was my mistake. Yeah, obviously now I'm totally lost. Black had some amazing moves here. This was really interesting, though, right? If they take this, I still have a fighting chance because the knight is trapped. And if you try to defend it, now you're losing this pawn as well. I still have this guy to cause problems, and the knight is basically useless. That's actually really interesting. So you go here, and I fight on. And this is where they said they mouse slipped. So what move did they want to play? What are you mouse slipping? If you want, do you want to play e4? Did you want to? I wonder what they wanted to play. I don't know. Anyway, still an interesting position because your knight is guarding your bishop, but I'm about to attack your knight, which causes you a problem. So you probably have to play something like e4, I would think. Then I can attack you again. Now you move. I come over here and blockade. You still have to worry about this. Yeah, it's an interesting endgame still. Very interesting position. Okay, no en passant checkmate. So I guess we play on. Joined February 9th, 2025. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Oh my. That's an awful lot of wins. Yeah, I don't trust it. Sorry, I don't trust it. Okay. This feels fine. Whoa. Man, this is so boring. I don't like those positions at all. I don't like those positions at all. I don't want to do that. No. Let's play c5. I want to keep the queens on the board. Interesting move. So I would like to play this, but I can't. f6 feels bad. Bishop d6 feels wrong. So what do we play? h6, g5, or just g6, knight e7, and jump over here. I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I'm going to play h6. Maybe I will do this. Maybe it's overly aggressive, but... Okay. Okay, well, we'll just put the bishop here then. We'll just put it here. Knight e5. Really now? No, that shouldn't be a problem. We can just go there. Shouldn't be a problem. We just take this back. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Yep. We have the b file. We can't use it with the rook just yet. Oh, now we can. Rook b8. We could attack the pawn, but that seems easy to defend. Rook b8, bishop a6. Knight can jump around. d4 and jump the knight to d5. I don't know if that makes any sense. g5, knight e7. Yeah, let's just go knight e7. Nice developing move. Gives me options. I still think I'm going to try to use this b file, though. You have... Oh, whoa. g4? Wow. Wow. So I'm going to go here. The idea is if you push, now I have this nice f5 square for my knight. There's no more attacking going on. Everything is locked up over here. I can safely castle too, probably. If you take me, then my rook gets to come to the party and start threatening things, which I kind of like. And I still get the f5 square for my knight. And then this is probably a target. Okay. Now they could play bishop e2. And yeah. This is a little bit interesting. Rook here attacks the bishop. Probably the bishop goes back. Oh, then we win a pawn. Or do we? Takes. What is happening there? Alternative is we go back, then they play here. I don't like that as much. I think we have to be aggressive here and use the rook. So they're going to go here. Then I'm going to take the pawn. They're probably going to go bishop g4. I'm going to have to take. Maybe not have to. Maybe queen c7 is another move. Let's say I do take, though. They take me. No, what? No, what? Is that not just giving me a piece? What is the play? What is the play here? h6? Takes h6, we go back. No, surely that's not good for white. My bishop's going to be just fine blocking it. And if you take, I just take back. No problem. h6, I could even take another pawn. No, this does not look sound. My king is super safe, by the way. I can always run here if I need to. Yeah, no, this is... I can take a center pawn here. I have plenty of time to blockade that guy. Let's go ahead. Just take everything. This is great. This is great for us. Okay. Knight's coming in. All right. We can go knight f5. The only way I lose this game is if I somehow let this pawn sneak by with a tactic. Or like blunder a rook or a piece here. As long as we don't do that, we're going to win this game. So let's just think carefully. Knight f5. Do I have any risks? The threat is to play rook h4 and take the pawn. You can't make my knight move. There's no pawns. This can just easily move. This is defended now, but even if it gets attacked, that's probably fine. It's not getting trapped. It's got options. My king is safe. The obvious pawn push, we just played bishop h8, and still the same threat. Yeah, knight f5 is going to be winning. Go knight f5. Rook h4, easy. Get rid of the defender. We take the pawn. Oh, you know what? h7. I could probably even go there straight away. Okay, he plays knight there to try to stop that. I think I'm just going to go all the way back and just make sure that that pawn doesn't go anywhere. So we got away from the attack. Still threatening the same thing, knight h4. Okay, now my rook is under attack, so now I do have to deal with that. e5, let's out the bishop. I like it. g5, it's defended, so that's fine. Don't like it as much. I think we go with e5. And if you try to set up some tactics, what happens? If you try to set up some tactics, what happens? Yeah, I think we're good. I think h7 it gets a little tricky, but I think we can even just go like queen f6 maybe. Just defending against the sack here, keeping the bishop blockading. Yeah, shouldn't be too much. Yeah, I think we're good. So knight h4, takes. That's good. You take me, I take you. That's good. A little tricky, but I still think we're okay. The other option is what? Just develop a piece. Don't go for the knight h4 thing. Just develop, queen out, maybe castle or move my king. But I want to simplify some of this, so let's go. Let's go. I want to simplify some of this. White basically just has one trick here, something with the h-pawn. If that doesn't work, we're going to win. As long as we don't fall for some crazy trick, we're just going to win. Here they go, sacking another piece. All right, so this is the moment. This is the critical moment. Do we survive or do we fall for some trick? It all comes down to this. Queen e3 is what I'm expecting that they're going to play. But I really thought that I could just play queen f6 and be happy. I really thought I could just do this. Ah, d4 maybe I overlooked. Queen f6, d4, takes. I overlooked that one. But knight f5? Wow, what is going on? So queen f6, d4, takes, knight f5. No, but they could take my piece. Hold up. But they sack two pieces too. So I could even if I have to give one piece back to trade everything, I'm still going to win. This is interesting, guys. There's also queen e7. So that on d4, I just move my bishop. They take here, we pin. If they go, wow, what is happening? This is very complicated. I think queen e7, though, is going to be fine. I think I need to make a move. I don't want to get too low on time with the h-pawn over here. So can I just go g5 and put my bishop there? What is stopping me from doing that? What is stopping me from doing that? We defend the weaknesses. It's no longer pinned. We just put the bishop there. Yeah. Also, bishop f5 castles or king d7 is coming. This is coming. A little bit tricky, but I think we're good. I think we're good. As long as I don't play something like f6. That would be how I could lose. Play f6 and then like a queen or something. Nah, f6 to defend? No, I don't think so. Okay. Bishop f5. If they take, we take. No, then they take my bishop. And this is actually trickier than I wanted it to be. I'm not going to lie. This is trickier than I wanted it to be. If I just go bishop d7. They take and I castle. But then I don't want to lose this. No, I must be overlooking something. There's got to be a simple solution here. What is it, guys? What is it? Here, let's just do that. I just need a couple moves to be able to go like this and get my king, and then the rook helps, and then we're fine. Trading queen. I'm trying to trade queens. Also now threatening to just go here and here. Right. We trade the queens. We need to move the rook somewhere. And they're going to go check and take my... Wow, guys. Is this actually happening? Are you kidding me? No, 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 no. We can't lose this like this. We can't lose like this, guys. There must be a way. There must be a way to stop this from happening. Okay, I'm going to lose their rook, but I'm getting their rook, and I'm going to be up a piece still. Right? I'm still up a piece. We're okay. We're okay. Nobody panic. We're okay. We do have a minute on the clock, so we can panic a little bit for that. But otherwise, we should be good. Okay, I still have to get rid of this pawn, which is a little bit of a problem, but... Yeah, how am I going to get rid of that pawn? I want to get my rook in front of it. That's how I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, let's put this guy here. Keep things under control. Then I'm going to go take it. I'm just going to go take it. Once we take it, we're going into h2. I'm going to try to checkmate the king. I'm going to try to checkmate the king here. because it's essentially trapped. We can just figure out a way to checkmate it. Can't go there right now, though. So that's checkmate. He's going to go F1. Check. Where's the checkmate? Where is the checkmate? Where's the checkmate, guys? I don't see it. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't have to checkmate. I can win just by taking the pawns, too. I can win just by taking the pawns, too. Okay, 30 seconds. It's just like a bullet game. It's just like a bullet game that's halfway over. So, okay, he goes here. How do we... What's the simplest way to do this? We just go here. We go here. Let me make sure I don't stalemate. Let's go. Okay, I did not expect that to be such a difficult game. I thought that was going to be a lot easier than it actually was. That was very tricky. Okay. Oof. We played a good game. We weren't ever really in trouble, even though it kind of felt like it. Okay. Oh, man. I mean, I felt like his sacrifice was just not justified at all. Yeah, it wasn't. It just got tricky. It just got really tricky for some reason. Yeah, knight g6 was the only move. If I didn't find knight g6 here, I was going to lose. I would have lost this if I traded here. Now I'm just in trouble. Save my rook. He comes down here. Stockfish says it's equal, but no, there's no way. I probably would have lost this position in a second. Apparently, you can survive with rook h6, but... Okay. Okay. I promised you guys the stream's not ending until we get en passant checkmate. Until we see en passant checkmate, actually, is what I said. So, I think it's time. I think it's time to show you guys an en passant checkmate. Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, before I say that, let me just show you this game. Okay, check it out. E4, E6, D4. It's time for the white wins to be up there. White wins. Okay, this is a French defense. Okay, advanced variation. You push by, you get a bunch of extra space. All right. See, by the way, this game was played like 100 years ago, so just keep that in mind. They attack, white defense. They trade, they check. Not really like, I don't think this is a modern line, but okay. I'll put the, actually, no, I'm not going to put the eval bar on for you guys this game because I don't want to spoil anything. Knight c3, knight c6, knight f3, knight d7. Okay, so everybody's developing their pieces. Nothing crazy is going to happen until black decides to castle. Now, generally speaking, castling is a good thing to get your king to safety. However, there is a problem in this position. Can you see what it is? Can you see what the problem is for black after castling? If you said greed gift sacrifice, you are correct. This is a typical well-known sacrifice where you give up your bishop on an opponent's castled king, especially when there's no knight on f6. Because if there's a knight on f6, the knight just takes you, right? But if there's no knight on f6, you can sack the bishop, and you follow it up with knight g5 check. And what we're doing is setting up the queen to come in and checkmate the king. For example, if the king tries to run here, that's the worst place you could go. Check and mate. But even if you go to g8, queen h5 still is going to lead to a winning position for black. You can try to survive like by bringing your rook over, but it's just awful. And it's a mess for the black king, and this is just really bad. Something like this. Or I think maybe even bishop g5 is better. Wins the queen because you can't go here because checkmate. That's the idea, okay? So generally speaking, on the Greek gift sacrifice, when the knight comes in, you have to come out. Not always, but most of the time, you have to come out. And you don't want to go to h6, of course, because there's a bishop sitting here lining up on your king. So you go to g6. So this is what happened in the game. Okay, now white plays a really nice move. h4, using the pawn, threatening to go h5, which is going to force the king even further out. And then the queen comes in for the checkmate. So black gets a little desperate and plays knight takes d4. Trying to lure the queen away, draw the attention away from the king, give back a piece. You know, white wants nothing to do with it. Queen g4. Who cares about the knight? Go ahead, fork me and take my rook. I don't care because I'm about to checkmate your king, right? They're threatening to literally just play h5, force the king over. Like, for example, you go h5, and then I believe there's just like a mate. Yeah, like this is just checkmate. Okay, 1 second, guys. I have an alarm going off because I have a meeting to go to. All right, so that's the idea. Okay, so we don't care about the knight. We go on the offensive. Black plays f5. Now, should we en passant? Should we en passant? That's the question. Yes or no? The answer is no. Because actually, after, let me turn on the analysis so I don't mess this up. Black has a crazy line where they throw in the check just to save the knight from getting captured. They don't care about your rook. Then they take here with their king, and by some miracle, they're surviving. And the game goes on, and they play knight c6, and the king actually can run away, and you don't win. Okay? So you don't en passant. What do you do instead? h5 check. Okay, the h-pawn is the hero. The king moves, king h6, and now it's white to play and win the game in beautiful style. How do you do it? Knight takes e6 is check from the bishop over here. Discovered check. The king has to move or you have to block. Those are your only options. You can block with one of your pawns, or you can move your king. If you move your king, that's just a simple checkmate on g7. And if you go here, it also is a simple checkmate. Actually, it's just immediately same thing as checkmate. So in the game, black plays g5, and the moment you've been waiting for, en passant, checkmate. The knight stops the king. The queen is defending here, and the rook delivers the mate, but it was really the pawn that moved en passant for the checkmate. Haha. There you go. There you go. That's the en passant checkmate. Beautiful stuff. This game was played 100 years ago, or roughly 100 years ago. It comes out of this book. I like Irving Chernev. He's got a lot of cool books. This one's super old, though. Like, the notation on this, you won't be able to understand unless, well, maybe some of you will, but most of you won't. I'll show you what it looks like. It's like the old school before they changed it to algebraic notation where we use, you know, and knight f3, knight g6, whatever. They just said like knight to king 4, knight to king 5, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So, if you ever want to do the en passant checkmate, your best chance is probably going to be a Greek gift sacrifice. And then you jump in with the knight and you push your H-pawn. Like some sort of position like this would be how you could do it, right? Now, it's not always going to end like this game, but this would be your best chance. Basically pushing it to H5, forcing the king to H6, using this bishop, and hoping that they play G5, right? Like this could be a common, not a common, but this could be a situation that could actually happen. Thank you guys. I will see you next time. I have to run. This was fun. We gained some points, had some really fun games. So hope you enjoyed that. And you saw en passant checkmate. So I know it was a little bit of a clickbait, but you have to survive here on YouTube somehow. So anyway, I hope it wasn't too bad. Thank you guys. Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Steven, for being here. Appreciate you guys. See you next time. As always, stay sharp, play smart, and take care.